Hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL Frontline Prediction League in the trenches. My new goal is to make it the most normal opening as I can until we start making it weird again. That's a little weird there, but I am your co-host, Scott. Along with me is BeerMeJesus. How are you today, BeerMe?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good. It's one of those weeks in between where we don't have a show yet. People can see on the screen right now, May 16th is the next one, so we got a little bit of time. And we're going to build up that card. But it's good to kind of have that this relaxation right after Rebellion. Not much to worry about. We know we got Double or Nothing at the end of the month. And just good to relax and just kind of watch stuff and enjoy stuff and see what's going on. How about yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. I've been trying to take it easy. It's been kind of a hectic week, but I'm ready to dive back into some wrestling.
Yeah. If those of you are wanting to hear us talk about other wrestling stuff, yeah, that's over at Top of the Card Pod on Twitter. Top of the Card Podcast, that's our bi-weekly one, and this is the in-between week, so keep an eye out for that next week. But this show, which almost is called Frontline, that's the old name, In the Trenches, is weekly. So we are here back for the FPL Frontline Prediction League, Frontline League on Twitter, this YouTube channel, like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we are here to run down and predict everything for WrestleMania Backlash, which is a goofy-ass name, but that's what it is. So here we go. We've got the whole card, basically, to work on and tell you about. I can let you people know that we are working towards SummerSlam and beyond. That's not news to anybody, I hope. That's been said for a while now. That's been kind of in the cards. That's where some of the matches here are happening and why some structure stuff is where it is. And then we go from there. Admittedly, Double or Nothing is a little open because we like to see what happens and then watch Character Chat come along and help us make the matches that you want. So by all means, send us your info, send us your ideas, send us your Character Chat. Go look in the Discord down below. Go in there into our Character Chat and you can see the awesome stuff and see some matches probably form before your eyes. You can help make that happen and actually be part of these things. It's pretty cool. It helps us get where we're going very quickly. Beer Me, I think you were one of the first ones to really notice this with me when you talked about it. The results went up and there were 12 promos within like 10 minutes one night.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? It's from the results. Like, this immediately people are reacting and going nuts with it. So it's so cool to see that interaction. We love it. It makes it all worthwhile, I think. So what do you think about that promo stuff? Again, I've mentioned that before, but you don't do promos. Do you see this driving you toward that at all?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's been killing it.
Okay.
So if I do it, I'll have to take my time and really do a good one. So
Sounds good.
you never know.
Let's see if the matches here at WrestleMania Backlash, FPL WrestleMania Backlash, have anything in mind for that. I do have a few matches to announce. BeerMe has the main matches. I've got the main event and some kickoff stuff, so I'll start with those right out of the gate here. We've got LJ and JJ Rocky, which JJ versus CM Carlito and Wookie on the kickoff, which might seem odd, but we gotta start somewhere. We got tag matches because we did mention the tag titles are coming, and we want to see what happens here. We want to see what can shake out and what teams survive through this. And in that same notion, we've got Casey Warden and Roman Pierce of OVS facing Death Money's The Arbiter and Kano Mac, the main twosome. Those are on the kickoff. And yeah, like I said, should it be more high profile? Well, we'll see why when we get in there. But these are more just positioning matches to see what kind of shakes out in the tag division, what kind of tag division we actually have. So, purposeful structuring with that. But bear me, you've got the main card. If you want to take it away and jump in there.
All right. Let's see. First up here we have Luke, maybe Gray, versus Redhead 12. Your girl.
My girl Red's got Luke's. So Luke kind of got elevated a little bit with his win. He lost to Escobar, but which this proves who Escobar is, right? But Luke is looking to make a name, and Red is it's kind of the next name on his list. It looks like I don't know any animosity there, trying to prove a point. I know Red's just wanting to keep things in line. She's the general manager, So a little bit of that to this guy trying to get too big for his britches, keep him in line. It looks like so. I'm picking red.
He's
obviously.
he's going for a world title. He needs a little bit of momentum.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna pick. I can't believe I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick Luke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Luke. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Luke. All right. Next up we have the number one Sebastian Escobar
Number one
versus Skylar Cross.
I'm
I'm gonna take Sebastian Escobar.
Yeah, same. Escobar. And it's not against Tyler Cross. This is kind of a like where in the rebound are you for Escobar? And Cross is. I know I say it sounds like I'm really talking down to some of these people when I say these, but Cross can leapfrog with a win here, but Escobar should not lose. It's that kind of situation where it's like, okay, let's see what happens. And I love these kind of matches because this is the kind of match where Cross wins, right? It's that kind of thing, so I'm excited for that. So
Exactly.
what else you got? What else you got?
This is a good one. Well, this is like one where two guys are kind of going in opposite directions a little bit, but RGX versus Chef Urban.
Ooh, Urban's been on a high note from the start, hasn't he?
He said, "Screw it, I'm not being on the kickoff anymore."
Yep. No, I like it. And RGX, I mean, he kind of went with him because we love RGX here on In the Trenches. His promos are some of my favorites. They're so great. I love it. He's a lot of fun, but he's not winning. So again, Urban, you probably should win this, but this is the kind of match RGX is going to steal from you, and he's going to make sure you know it. So I'm picking RGX on this one.
Man, I think I'm going to too. I'm going to pick him as well.
Yep, this is the turn.
I think we're on the same page. Yeah.
He's turning the corner here. This is it. Yeah.
Ooh, this next one's a good one. This one will have you a little perked up. We got the Outsiders.
Oh yes.
Versus Matt Zion and Rab.
Unfinished business. Here we go. Yeah, Matt and Rab beat me 1-1. Sorry, they both beat me once in the FPL, but Lee beat Matt. But they're 1-1 in ladder matches. So there's history here. This is unfinished business, is what this is. But it's also some teams. Let's see what's going on with some teams here. Maybe, I mean, Lee and I are former tag champions. Matt and I are former tag champions. So
that's right.
Like we're talking years ago for some of that stuff, but you know, I mean, I'm picking myself on this because, I mean, this is gonna sound horrible, but they can't get lucky again, right?
I mean,
yeah, they can. I know.
You would think.
I know full
yeah, right. I'm gonna pick you guys too because I want you guys to win as well. Maybe,
Lee and I have a few wins. It's we got to get another win on our belt for sure.
Plus, Lee's been so close to gold. He's just right there.
Doesn't it kind of remind you of Mod Step back in the day?
A little bit, yeah. Where he's getting all those like title shots, yeah.
For those who weren't with the JRPL way back when, Mod Step was someone who is killing it now, obviously, and has for about 2 years. But before that, he quite literally got shots at every title, and he earned them, mind you. But he didn't win the big one. It was kind of like Benoit back in the day. It's like, I just can't win it. He gets the shot, but he doesn't win it. And then he won the tag titles and has been going roughshod ever since. So, I mean, I think the only reason really he doesn't have gold yet is because we don't have tag belts yet. That's how highly I think of Mod Step and Chappers, to be completely honest. So the fact that Lee's kind of doing something similar, but very quickly, like he's flirted with that American title so much. It's like it's just out of grasp right now, but we'll hopefully get him back in there. But hey, tag titles, you never know. We gotta beat people that I haven't beaten here yet. Damn it! What else you got? Let's move on from this.
All right. We got Ash versus Lucian Hollis.
Oh, here we go. This is a sudden turnaround from what's been happening. This is going to be some good fun stuff, I think. Two kind of monsters, not really, but you know,
yeah, a little bit.
Bruisers going at it. That'll be good. Yeah.
We got.
I don't know. I was about to say who you got.
Right.
I want to see Hollis rebound on that. I like Ash, and he's probably going to win it, and that's the safe bet, I feel. But if you're going to beat him, now's the time. So I think Hollis is going to rebound, and he's going to win this one.
I really want him to like pick up a couple wins and just get rolling because his character's great. But since Ash is Roman Reigns pick base, gonna acknowledge him, and I'm gonna pick him. Let's see. Ooh, this one. Ooh, I like this one. This one's good. We got Broken Nerd versus Rate Wrestle.
Ooh, that. So people know, you probably got who that name was, but it broke up just a tiny bit during Rate Wrestle's name, but it's Rate Wrestle. Versus Broken Nerd, that's good. I'm already thinking of the matches I had with Nerd, with like the Technician versus just not the Brawler, because Nerd is so much more than that, but he can brawl like no one else, so.
Technician versus the Terminator.
Yeah, that should be real good. I like that a lot. And that's some rebound stuff for Rate. It's not really that's two upward trajectories, isn't it? That really is. That's like iron sharpening iron on this one. Oh god. It's hard to bet against Nerd, but I'm gonna pick Rate Wrestle. I feel like I'm going on like the opposite side for all these matches, but I'm gonna go with Rate Wrestle on this one.
Oh wow! All right, yeah. This is tough.
It's gonna be close, is what I'm thinking.
Nerd's on like that.
They're both on the way up, but. Yeah.
Yeah, Nerd's on like that Sebastian Escobar role where he's just all he's just doing is just going up.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a good match too, doesn't it? Nerd and Escobar? That's got to happen.
Oh god, yeah, that does. Yeah, that really does have to happen. We gotta get there. Let's hope that happens next.
Yeah, let's put that in the ether, and the guys will hear that and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm part of it." But still, it's like, ooh, yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna pick Nerd. I think he's gonna keep rolling, but it wouldn't surprise me if Rate Wrestle did win this because he's been on him.
Yeah,
because he had that big Mania win, and I don't know.
They both did.
I think he's still looking to establish stuff.
They both did. That's a good match. Yeah.
And it's not a cinematic, so maybe Rate can get him. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, that might be the key. Yeah, that could be it actually. The time to get him is now for that, and it's straight up wrestling. That's his thing. So that might be the key to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we got Lexi Briggs and Spinks versus Modstep and Chappers of the Simple Creatures.
Oh, remember I was talking up those guys. I'm picking the Creatures, not just because you say never bet against Creatures, but they're just on a roll. They really are. I mean, yeah, I can't bet against them.
Yeah,
Alexi.
They really want those tag
I like them a
belts.
lot, and I want them to do well. But it's the Creatures. Beating them will be awesome. Right?
Yeah, that would be big.
This is the kind of match. This is the kind of match you make at this point. It's like, all right, how far can you go? If you win, you go further. If not, well, we'll see where else you can go. What else we can do? But Modstep and Chappers, these guys probably should win this, and I think they will. So I'm going with the
normal, I think so too.
The normal pick on this one, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, and the last match I got here. Wow, CJ Hawk moving up the card. Versus Kier 1 in a no DQ hardcore match.
Notice that's the only stipulation you've got in there. That's pretty much. I mean, we got to have some stipulations to make sure that there's people in line for the American title, right? So,
right
after Kier 1 winning, eye for an eye, Hawk looking to make a name. Let's see what happens here, and I mean, maybe Kier 1 clips his wings, or maybe Hawk, like I said, moves on up and leapfrogs. Maybe he soars overhead. I'm really laying it on thick with these, but I mean, it's like a layup. I like that a lot. I want Hawk
They're
to win.
Both on a roll.
I'm picking Hawk.
Picking Hawk?
I'm picking Hawk. Again, aside from the Creatures, I'm picking everybody opposite the obvious. Well, except for myself and Red. They're obvious, obviously. Like, duh.
Right.
But who have you got, though, for that one?
I think his Kier 1 won the eye for an eye, and he beat McKennedy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go... Man, this is tough. I like both guys. I'm gonna pick here one. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just be more of like a little bit of a story. Even though Hawk, who was just happy to be on the pre-show and he wins, then he maybe gets a shot at the title. It's like
Yeah.
that would be cool too. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kier one.
Well, again, this isn't necessarily like a title shot earned match, but
Right.
it's in that discussion. Like you win in these kind of matches, and you're in line. So that's part of where those ones go. That's part of why it's there. And the Cure 1-1, okay. Well, he's not next, but this could solidify that, or at least put him very close. And Hawk could leapfrog, or like I said, fly above, right? So, yeah, I'm picking Hawk on that. I want Hawk to take it. I say that. That sounds like I'm like I prefer one of their.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of Hawk, like being the spoiler in that sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, Cure 1's on this path, and oh no, because you know me, like I've got a storyline planned out, and I lose. Now what? That's fun for me. So I like when that happens, and it just makes it like creatively interesting, even more so. Like, oh, now what? I didn't expect this, so it can be fun sometimes. So yeah. Well, I've got 2 matches to announce and some details about one of them, about both actually. But the first up, the co-main event is Alexander McKennedy, our American champion, facing Josh Dionio.
Ooh.
Now, this is a non-title match, but it is a title eliminator. If JD wins, he gets a title shot.
Oh, these are stakes right here.
These are stakes.
Ooh.
It's full disclosure. It's because we're looking at the upcoming stuff and the upcoming timing of it, and I mean McKennedy, I'm sure he would be willing to defend it every single night, but we kind of want to, not put him through that.
Right.
But, I mean, let's see what happens here. So, it is, I'll be honest, it is listed here as simply a non-title match, so it is straight one-on-one. There is no stipulation to this. It is simply a match, but if JD wins, he gets an American title shot.
So JD gets a regular match, and if he wins, he's got to go through hell to win the title. All right,
a little bit, yeah. But it is JD. Was. It's like he's in line, but is it more so than others? The animosities. It's the right call. I feel. I'll fall on my sword for that one if people disagree with it. I love everything about that match, like the just the look of McKennedy versus JD. That's everything about it. McKennedy's been great as the American champ. I love it. So, can JD, the last, let me say that again, the last JRPL Ultra-Violent champion, because he beat me for it in a boot camp match. Remember? What's a boot camp match?
Yeah.
Back in the day. He is, I know it's a little bit of like, we're not really following through from other stuff, but I mean, we did say we will keep in mind like the last people to have titles that we kind of recognized is not even the right word for it, but we didn't want it to go for nothing. So, in all told, everything here, he's still got to earn it. But this is that shot to earn it. So, this is going to sound silly, but I kind of want him to win. But then McKennedy wins the title match, is where I see it going. That's my prediction on that. But I also like the idea of McKennedy just stuffing it, and it's like, nah, I got this. So,
or it's like, nah, yeah,
right. Which I kind of like that too. And it clears the way for a Kier 1 or a CJ Hawk. Or maybe, like, get a broken nerd down there because he did win a stipulation match too, right?
Yeah.
So I like the idea of McKennedy clearing the deck, but I also like him... But, like, the idea of him losing the regular match only to win the stipulation is kind of perfect, right? That's my hope for that. Not that I say that like I don't want JD to win. I want everybody to win. But the storyline, I just like that weave for this guy, McKennedy, pulling that off. That just seems cool to me.
I think JD will win this match because there's really not a lot for McKennedy to really... like, he's like, okay, so he beats... So if McKennedy loses, so McKennedy will be like, all right, you get a title shot. Like, there's really no... He's not going to lose. It's a non-title, so I think JD will... Since it's a lot bigger stakes for him, I think he will win this match.
I think JD's got it. If anything, JD's more proven in these kind of matches, and that's only because McKennedy's been here since the day one of the FPL, and we've known JD for years, so a little bit of a veteran there. But I mean, he came in, he made his claim. He said, "I want to be the hardcore champion," and then we're like, "All right, let's bring the hardcore-ish title in the line here. It was on the cards. Let's make it happen." And he won it over my best friend. So, like, dude, you got this. I can't fault you there. You took it over from my tag team partner. Yeah, you got this. So, yeah, I like that. JD wins this, but McKennedy wins it overall. But I would not be surprised if McKennedy wins to stuff it. And I'll be honest, that's not going to be the last time JD gets close to this belt, unless he even goes towards like the other. He can really be in line for any belt. He's consistent like that. So he would not. True. He'd be like Escobar. He wouldn't be derailed. And I'm not saying he'd never win it. I just mean like he's always in the conversation, unless he goes on a slide. But JD doesn't go on slides. He never has. So that is not a segue to the last match. It really isn't, honestly. But I know people are going to say it is. The main event of WrestleMania Backlash. We've mentioned it is the Canadian Championship. The FPL Canadian title will be defended by champion Ralentando. And BeerMe, you made the challenge basically at the end of his match at WrestleMania with the JRPL title belt, the Canadian title, the last one to have it. Which, okay, for the record, for some people know what the hell that thing was. That was me making up basically a $1 million title that I then lost to Woody in my hometown, and it turned me. That started my heel turn. Started the face turn, but it went heel because of that. And eventually, BeerMe won it, and then he eventually won the world title, and it kind of got unified with that. Like, not even officially, it just kind of went by the wayside. But that's the way Bomber looked at it. The way he was booking it is like, there's no need for this. It's all in one. So, and that's what it was. But you still had that belt. So, the idea here was always whether or not Ralentando won it, whether or not Cam won it, whether or not other people won it. We had this idea kind of before we even had the competitors, was that you'd come out there and challenge at the end of Mania to make like a big moment to see where it goes next.
Right.
Ralentando is not a fan of the past interfering with his music. And he made that very clear. And he's made requests and demands, but reasonable ones, with the GM. So we've talked about it. I know I'm blending kayfabe and reality here. But what we have is, for the first and potentially only time, a triple threat match for the Canadian Championship. Because part of the point of this title was to be the purity of one-on-one. But we have a triple threat. And this is at the champion's request because of events that have been going on. So Ralentando will defend against you, BeerMeJesus, and Jonathan C.T. Martin in a triple threat match.
Well, I did.
He's sliding. If you can slide up, he did.
Right.
Because there's animosity there. There's a lot of animosity. Like you've got your version of it. He's coming in, earning the shot. Fair is fair. And Ralentando, I know he said in a promo, like he wants to be able to choose what's going on. Well, there's been the agreements, like I said, the back and forth with the general manager, and you're the champion, and you got challengers. And he requested to just take it all care. He might stuff it like McKennedy. And I would love to see both champions just stuff it. Not that I don't want you to win. Or CT.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, for both champions to stand tall in their first outing as champions, where it's like it quote, matters, not a house show like Rebellion was. That would be cool. I'd really like that. So I'm no joke, BeerMe. I apologize. I'm pulling for Ralentando. I want him to win this. CT, I love you, but also you hate me. But it's none of that. I want to see the Canadian title get defended successfully. I want Ralentando to be the one to do that. I want that first ever title defense to be his. That's my pick. It's hard to pick against both you guys, but I love the idea of him defeating the past in that sense, right?
Right.
So, now, before you make your prediction here, BeerMe, as you learn of this match as we talk, this match will be contested under Canadian style rules, and this is something that we realized just a little bit too late for the inaugural match, and it was unfair to implement it when we did, but we are implementing it going forward. What the Canadian rules are, or as I've been looking to find different ways, and I mean, this is on camera, and I can actually show a little bit here, and I've done some research, and yeah, there's not really this one, but not this book, but I've got a book here, and this is largely just a prop as well. The World Encyclopedia of Sports and Games. I did some history here, and I looked into wrestling, which you can probably laugh at me for saying is it really in here, but it is. Wrestling is actually in here. There's karate, kendo, aikido, fencing. There's darts. Checkers is in here. Rifle shooting. It's everything. So I looked through the idea, trying to think of, as Red said, I'm the best Canadian, obviously. So what would be Canadian-style rules? And I looked back, and I thought of the fact that this is our first champion. So I looked back to the first Canadian world champion, Whipper Billy Watson. So we are going to contest this under what we're going to call Watson rules. What this is, for two sides of things, is that Canadian rules mean titles can change hands by disqualification or countout. This means there are no rope breaks. This means you get a 20 count outside the ring. This means there is a 30-minute time limit, and this means you must beat the champion to win the title. If it is a no contest, the champion retains. But what that means as far as for people who are putting in predictions, there's no bonuses. It's the purity of your picks for your matches. If there's 5 matches, it's 1 through 5 and those, and that's it.
So even if we tie, even if we tie points wise, it won't go to bonuses. It'll just be a tie.
Exactly. You must beat the champion to win the championship for the Canadian title.
I really like that. I really like that. That really ups the stakes. I like that.
That was Red's idea, and I think it came up Friday night after SmackDown before WrestleMania, which was too late to implement for WrestleMania because that's not fair to people after picks are put in. So it was like, but we liked it too much, and that's the difference. It's like the reverse of the hardcore of the American title. It's the purity of the Canadian title. And yeah, I'll be honest, went over a whole bunch of different ideas for names and stuff. If you want to peel back the curtain a little bit, think of like William Regal with his Marcus of Queensberry rules, the weird, right? It's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, the Watson rules, no, not Holmes and Watson. It's Whipper Billy Watson, the original, the first ever, actually I think Eduardo Carpentier was, but he was French. Billy Watson is the first real Canadian world champion. He's like Maple Leaf Wrestling with the Tunnies, a name I also almost used. But Watson rules, really, he's the first champion, and that fits for our Canadian championship. So Watson rules is what you're going to have to deal with. So like I said, BeerMe, title can change by disqualification or countout.
It can?
It can.
So it can, right?
If you beat him, you beat him. If it can.
All right.
It will. If you get disqualified as champion, you lose the title. If you lose the match, you lose the title. You must win purely. It is the sanctity of that title. If you get disqualified, you have lost. You're no longer champion because you didn't win. You have to win to keep the title. Sorry, you have to win or draw, like the old TV title style, right? Beat the champ. So I like it a lot.
I like that.
Now, this is a triple threat. Triple threat is a little different. This is why it's only the one time only to make this so the champion can move forward. Nintendo can put this behind him. Yeah, triple threats, kind of no DQ, right? So it's that one opportunity for someone like CT or yourself. You know, you've got some history with this. To go in there and do whatever it takes to get it done.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But again, no rope breaks. 20 count outside. Take a little bit from like the Ring of Honor Pure rules, a little bit of the New Japan stuff, right? Some international aspects, but time limit as well. So you have to beat them. You have to beat them.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff right there.
We're real proud.
I really want this title.
So do I. It's remember back when we like jokingly called it the submission title in JRPL, but you were like the king of submissions. Then you won this, and we wanted it to be a submission title, but it never happened. This isn't that, but I like it better than a submission championship because that's a stipulation, quote unquote. but that's the one that would kind
True.
of be allowed. I got to be honest, but yeah. So Watson rules. Relantendo defending against BeerMeJesus and Jonathan C.T. Martin in the first ever title defense here in the FPL. Watson rules, but a triple threat. First, and I'm probably, honestly, last time only. I don't see it ever happening again. But we didn't think it happened the first time. So, remains to be seen. So, Beer Me. I'm still picking Relantendo on that. Who you got?
Oh man, I got to pick myself after hearing what this title's all about. I really want it now. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, I already wanted it, but like now I'm like extra motivated to get it. So like,
It's
I need
that
to get it.
It's that extra little bit because the World Championship is just you're the champion of all the matches. The American title, it's stipulations, it's hardcore, it's extreme. The tag titles, obviously, tag championship. But the Canadian title was pure. It's how different is it from the world? It's not any different. And of course, as a Canadian, it's equivalent, I obviously. But it's the sister title to the American. So like you've got, and this honestly is part of the joke. You've got the dirty American and the clean Canadian. Right? So it's like that was thematically in the brain when we were talking about it, but to be able to execute it in a way that makes sense, I'm super happy with that. I love that. So, and yeah, Watson rules is kind of what we came up with. I'm going to be honest, a little bit on the fly. Is that going to stay? I like it as the first champ. I want to keep that. I want to keep that name there, but I don't know if something better comes up. We might be able to modify things, and if we have an equivalent name for the American stuff, maybe we go down that road. Maybe we see what happens. So,
Right.
like, who is the first American champion? I know Hackenschmidt, but he was like Russian. Gotch? That gets weird.
I
Going the
don't know.
Gotch rules. That's like catch as catch.
Right, yeah.
That's tricky. That one. And I'll be honest, I lean towards stuff like the Canadian Shield. Well, Shield's a taken name in wrestling now, and the formation of Canada was Canadian Confederation, and I don't want to talk about the Confederate rules. Nope. Not a thing we're going to do here. That is inadvertent in how that worked. So, nope. So, but Red was what made the pointed out. That's the first champion. Was Billy Watson, and that name that's a cool way to tie that in. So, for those who are old school wrestling fans like yourself, we almost went with Tunney. I almost went with Tunney. Remember Jack Tunney, WWF president, from way back in the day? Do you remember him? Was he even on American TV much?
Yeah.
Because that was
yeah.
He was there with like Hogan and Andre and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was the almost that I like to go with, but Watson is good. Watson is the first champ.
That is good. Yeah.
I'm so happy with these rules. Oh, I hope you win. I hope CT wins.
Hope I do too.
But I want Relantendo to win. I want that first title defense to happen. He puts it all behind him and just moves forward without a care in the world for what's else, because he just took care of both you guys in one shot. That's perfect for what the character is. So
that's like a big statement too.
Yep.
You know, because he's like the new guy.
He'll stack them and pin like Roman did.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
But that's WrestleMania Backlash. That is not this weekend. It is next weekend. Which, if you're watching this in the middle of everything, it's March 16th. And as always, the predictions page will go up the Friday night after SmackDown, and your deadline is an hour before the kickoff, which is probably 7 to 6, around 5-ish. So if you're still putting your picks in around 5 p.m., you're pretty much at your deadline. It's based on whatever WWE says officially, though. But that's your cutoff on Sunday to make sure you're included. If you're not on the matches already here, you'll be on the kickoff. Put your picks in. If someone no-shows, you might get a main show spot, but I always say that. Nobody's really no-showing, let's be honest here. We've had a great turnout. It's been awesome, but spread this around. Let people know what we're doing here. To see if they want to join in, be part of this one, because quite literally 2 new guys to really come in here and run roughshod are the main event, co-main event champions. So that's how cool and up in this you can get, and then we can talk about you here and be like, man, this new guy came in, look at how he's doing, and it's great. So we want that. I know, BeerMe, you're a fan of that. You, as much as we like seeing the veterans do their thing, it's cool seeing the new guys prove themselves.
Right.
And like kind of not stuff it, but just show they belong as well. That's my favorite thing out of everything. I want to win too, but I look forward to facing some of these guys because I'm excited. Like McKennedy wanted to face me. He put a challenge out for me to get the next title shot at him. And I'm like, I don't deserve that. I haven't won a hardcore match, let alone in the standings. You gotta go. But someday, like me and Payne, we got to face off, and me and McKennedy got to face off. Like there's matches I want. So, what's your, aside from yourself, what's your most anticipated match on the card? Because I love the idea of that main event. No lie, but
yeah.
Is it Nerd and Ray Wrestle? Because that's mine probably. The styles of those personalities on the upward trend. I like that one a lot.
I think it's that or CJ Hawk and Cure 1. I kind of want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah, that one too. The whole card's good. Ash and Hollis is great. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks really good. I'm excited for everything here. And if you want to be part of it, sign up, do the stuff, like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Reach out to BeerMe and I on Twitter. And actually, please do that, because next week we're actually going to be doing a Q&A, some comments or statements. We are already previewing the show here, so next week we got nothing. So let us know what you want us to talk about. Do you want us to answer some questions? And it can be like behind the scenes stuff that if we can answer it. We're not going to give away stuff, obviously, but put questions out there, put it on Twitter, on Frontline League, at that, and we'll get it. Or you can put the comments down here below on this YouTube, and we'll take a look at those. You can reach out to us on Discord as well. BeerMeJesus and I are both on there. And let us know. Give us some questions for stuff like the FPL. Like, you can even ask us. It could be things as silly as what's your favorite match so far, who's your favorite superstar, whatever stuff, or just other questions about what do you think on what's going on here, because yeah, we've got a podcast. This will be like our podcast version of the FPL. Top of the FPL podcast, right? So send us information on stuff like that. If we don't get anything, we'll still be back next week. We'll figure something out, Beer Me. I know I can trust you for that, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. So anything else you want to say in the meantime? Any ideas for what people should send in or ask us for next week?
Not that I can think of. Ask us anything, we'll answer it.
Maybe, questions about the tag titles or tag teams and stuff. And if you've got tag teams, you want to be in a tag team, let us know, because the tag titles, they're coming. They're coming. We want to make sure that the people who want to be involved in that have a shot for that. So some big news will be coming for that shortly soon, too. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks, everybody. This has been a lot of fun, Beer Me. Thanks again for tonight. And we'll see you all next week and hopefully answer your questions. Thanks again.